month ago, I stood here documenting the first moments after the waters retreated. Back then, the destruction was raw and overwhelming. Today, it's different. This is Swannanoa's journey to recovery. A neighborhood that's learning how to stand again, one piece at a time. Where there was shock, there's now purpose. Where there was despair, there's now resilience. Look at these towering piles of wood and debris, cleared piece by piece from the wreckage of people's homes. Volunteers have been working day and night, hauling out broken boards, shattered furniture, and everything else the storm left behind. Each pile stands like a monument to the sheer labor it's taken to dig out. Look at that. A van completely buried under what used to be someone's outbuilding. How did that happen? The building must have been floating and came to rest on top of the van. It's hard for me to believe what I'm seeing. It's a brutal reminder of the power that tore through here, turning everyday lives into scenes of unimaginable destruction. This neighborhood may be bruised, and these homes may be broken, but the spirit here is unshaken. In every piece shattered, there's a spark of what Swannanoa was, and what it can be once again. These streets, these homes, everything may look unrecognizable, but resilience runs deep in this soil, just as it does in the people who've lived here for generations. The wreckage stretches as far as the eye can see, with the remains of businesses and workplaces reduced to rubble and twisted metal. There are now wastelands where only debris remains. These spaces, which had once been filled with the hum of daily work and hope for tomorrow, are silent now, stripped down to their foundations or washed away entirely. Inside what remains, there's little left to salvage. Floodwaters from Hurricane Helene swept through these neighborhoods with a relentless force. Waters have left behind only fragments of what once held people's livelihoods together. God has been here since day one, bringing in his army from all over America. These groups come united by a single mission: to restore hope and rebuild what was lost. Every day, volunteers show up, bringing supplies and offering hands to help with the back-breaking work. They come from all over America. No plan in mind, just a desire to help however they can. They drop off blankets, food, heaters, and other essentials, then jump right into the heavy labor, side by side with the people who live here. Many of them didn't even know what they'd be doing until they arrived. But that doesn't slow them down. They're clearing debris, hauling ruined furniture, helping folks gut their homes. It's pure honest work from strangers who became neighbors, lifting each other up one piece at a time. Messages of love and solidarity are visible everywhere. Banners hanging from truck beds, handwritten signs taped to windows and trees, reminding everyone that they're not alone. Samaritans Purse was all over this neighborhood today, helping the residents clear out the mud and rubble. They are everywhere here. You can't miss the volunteers in their bright orange shirts, out in force, doing the hard work of clearing and gutting homes. They're mudding out rooms, hauling debris, and tackling the heavy lifting that's essential for any kind of recovery. Each volunteer works like they're on a mission, hands covered in mud, muscles straining, determined to bring some hope back to these families. The orange shirts dotting the neighborhood have become a welcome sight, a symbol of help and heart, showing up day after day to do what needs to be done. Things are still tough for folks here. Earlier today, a woman approached me looking for a hot meal. Her face looked exhausted as she shared that she had just walked from a makeshift camp nearby. I could see the struggle in her eyes, but there's a bit of hope there too. I showed her where volunteers are serving warm sandwiches today just around the corner, and her face softened with relief. She reminded me of the grit and heart of this community, still holding on with hope and determination. Besides losing their homes, these destroyed businesses tell a deeper story of loss. For many, these weren't just jobs, they were anchors for entire families and communities, the very means through which they made a life. Those who worked in these spaces are now faced with the staggering realization that, along with their incomes, their sense of purpose and their daily routines have been washed away. It's not only physical buildings that lie in ruins, but also years of hopes, plans, and hard-earned progress. Everywhere I look, I see tents and campers set up amidst the devastation. A makeshift village of people sleeping rough while they gut their homes. Most of the campers the residents are now sleeping in come from people who donated and delivered them here from Americans all over the nation. It's amazing the show of love and solidarity coming into Swannanoa. These folks are camping out in their own backyards, braving the cold as they work day after day to rebuild. With the weather turning cold, nights have become long, and the warmth of summer feels like a distant memory. Families huddle in tents, running on generators and relying on supplies sent from across America. Blankets, heaters, food, all from people who felt called to help. It's a powerful sight. People who've lost nearly everything still out here enduring the cold, driven to rebuild what was once taken from them. Their resilience is something to behold. These aren't just broken things, they're reminders of all that was swept away. Lost memories scattered here in the silence of the trees. It's easy to miss the extent of the storm's reach until you see this. The hidden wreckage left behind as the water carved through everything in its path. Each fragment tells a story of lives disrupted, of dreams put on hold, echoing the laughter and love that once filled these spaces. Yet, amidst the devastation, there is a sense of quiet resilience. Nature has a way of adapting, and these woods are no exception. The river has redrawn its course, leaving behind a landscape that will bear its mark for years to come. The vibrant greens will return, and the creatures that call this place home will begin to re-emerge, reclaiming their territory bit by bit. And just as Swananoa rebuilds, these woods and this river will heal, slowly, silently, in their own time. Contents of these storage units, holding everything from family heirlooms to the supplies of local contractors, have either been obliterated or swept out into the mud-covered streets. These units held precious keepsakes and practical necessities, items that can't be replaced, memories that can't be rebuilt. These units, which once held cherished possessions and essential supplies, are now filled with muddy remnants or stand empty, their contents swept away. Personal belongings and crucial business supplies, each with a story. For local contractors and small business owners, These facilities held equipment and inventory essential to their trades. Now, valuable tools and materials that took years to accumulate have been lost, compounding the blow to their livelihoods. Families, too, stored keepsakes, furniture, and essentials they hoped to protect, only to find them buried in debris or carried away by the floodwaters. Trees that once lined the banks of the river now lie fallen and tangled, their roots wrenched from the ground, pointing in the direction the floodwaters surged. Once standing tall, they now lie across the earth, silent witnesses to the storm's raw power. Around the water's edge, branches and fractured trunks still hold the remains of what the river tore away. Pieces of homes, twisted metal, and torn fabric caught high in the branches like haunting reminders of what was lost. The ground is strewn with mud, strapped branches, and scattered belongings. A landscape that feels as though it's holding its breath, waiting for a sense of normalcy to return. Amidst the wreckage, beauty of autumn emerges defiantly. Bright hues of orange, gold, and crimson blanket the debris, as if nature itself is painting over the scars left behind by the storm. The storm may have taken much, but it couldn't erase the vibrant spirit of this season. Autumn's beauty shines through, a testament to resilience and renewal in the heart of chaos. How do you revive a neighborhood when every house tells a story of loss, of memories washed away? I think about the people who lived here, the parents who built these homes with dreams for their children, the retirees who filled their yards with flowers and memories, families who shared barbecues and birthdays. It will take so much more than lumber and nails to bring this neighborhood back. It will take patience, strength, and an unshakable will to rebuild. Not just the houses, but the spirit that held this place together. I wonder if the community can ever feel the same. Will the people who move back here feel the weight of what was lost, or will they find new hope in starting over together? Rebuilding will take time, and maybe in that time, connection and resilience shared here will be the strongest things to grow back. But it will take everything in them to make this place home again. I heard a story today from Tommy Jordan as he was sent on a mission to demolish a house of an elderly couple, 80 and 82 years old, who built their life in this valley, raised their family, and grew old together here. All that remains are fragments, a tattered piece of furniture, and a few waterlogged family photos barely visible beneath the debris. And I wonder, how will they recover from this? How does anyone start over at this stage of life, when the home they've spent their decades building has been destroyed by the storm? What will happen to these older folks here who lost everything? The emotional toll is heavy. It's not just about physical possessions, but the memories tied to those belongings. Their grandchildren's artwork, the quilt handed down through generations, the garden they tended for years. For some, it can feel like losing part of themselves. To see Swannanoa torn apart like this is breathtaking. Yet there's a certain strength here, and the flood hasn't taken away the spirit that holds this place together. Through the pain and loss, there's a powerful determination here, a commitment to start anew, to rebuild what's been broken. As we move forward, I'll be here documenting every step of the rebuild. We'll see these places, these same cracked streets, fallen trees, and damaged homes rising back up. I want to show you not only the damage left behind, but the resilience of this community as it rebuilds. Together, we'll witness Swannanoa rise stronger than ever. Thank you for watching, and thank you for standing with Swannanoa. This is not the end. It's just the beginning of a very long journey forward.